Wait, I want to be bold with you.
No, you don't do that because your hair, you've got like a hat mark. I wouldn't do that. Leave it on.
Okay, I will fix it.
That's fine. You look like the guy from Limp Bizkit.
I was just going to say, fucking keep rolling.
You're Fred Durst, yeah. You look like Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Let's give Chris some love. Let's give Chris from Good Looking Loser, who was our OG dating and self-improvement mentor. We want to always keep his spirit and his name alive because he isn't doing it anymore because he's like died off the internet.
Namaste, Chris. We appreciate you.
Thank you. The concept of this video is the biggest lessons that you and I learned. Like, what's our biggest lessons that we learned from Chris?
Yes.
Like, what had the most impact on us? You're gonna let me go first because you think mine's more relevant to people watching. That's cool. For me, it was his outlook on dating. To this day, is how I view like the best outlook, the best strategy, the best approach to dating. The impact of it was I never heard anyone talk about dating like that before. I never heard anyone look at how a man has to approach, trying to find girls, trying to like build relationships with girls, trying to get sex, especially for younger guys, like in their early 20s who, they want to play around a little bit. They want to have a bit of fun. They want to meet girls. Maybe they've spent their entire teenage lives and young adult lives watching other guys get girls and they haven't been able to do it. He was the guy that broke through and like really explained to me and to a lot of people like what a good approach is that will almost guarantee you to have success. So it starts off, it's essentially get attractive enough that women will be interested in you, play the numbers game, and then screen for the best girls after playing the numbers game. That's like the combination. It's like looks plus numbers plus screening. So obviously the idea of like getting better looking to get girls, like I'd obviously understood this, but no one really gave you like hey, these are the things you have to do. You just get in the gym, you lose some weight, groom yourself better, dress better, and suddenly I promise you there will be girls interested. Because if you put in the effort, put in a little bit of effort, because a lot of guys who are struggling, they haven't got this memo. So they're just like floundering around, horrifically groomed, horrifically styled, like just not getting anything, and they're overweight or whatever. And like they don't realize they just need to tweak a few things. And it's like suddenly for a lot of men, it's just like an incredible, it's an incredible how much that bit of effort, like maybe it'll take a couple of years for guys who are really overweight, like how much that eventually just gets you over the parapet of having more women interested in you physically. And like it is important to have women interested in you physically. And then you have the numbers game, which is like the biggest hack for getting yourself a lot of options ever. Because all you have to do is just increase the amount of numbers you can do, whether that's, finding girls to talk to online or going out to bars or going out in the daytime to find girls or, like going through social circles a little bit harder for numbers. But if you understand that the more girls you talk to, the better your chances are of, sex and relationships. As long as you understand that, you have pretty much cracked the code for having options and having girls available to you. That's like the whole thing. And then we have screening, which you and I were arguing about whether or not that might just be the thing on its own. That's the most impactful thing, especially for you and me. We talk about screening a lot. Whereas screening is like, Chris looked at it very much from it. If you're in a get laid phase, you're screening for sexual availability, but you can then expand your screening criteria to not just girls who are down, but also girls who have the things you're looking for. So you can screen and go into the numbers game, being like, I am looking for this, and this things. And if the girls don't have it, I'm not interested. And then I will screen them out so that they don't waste they don't take up my time. And the girls that have the things I'm looking for take up their time. So if you're just looking for girls who are available, like to have sex, that would be the thing you are screening for. And then you just screen out all the girls who are like, they want to go on like 7 dates, or they're just like, they're waiting till marriage to have sex, or they just got to have a relationship and they're not in like the headspace right now. That's how screening would work in that instance. So those three things together, it's just a complete kind of mindset for basically anything you want. Because all you have to do is fiddle with the screening criteria to switch it towards like relationships. Do you know what I mean? Or switch it towards what you're looking for. And it's just a great, I think it's the overall strategy, the overall mindset is basically just, it doesn't really have any holes as far as I can see from me personally, and what it's been my experience as well.
Yeah, and he was always a big fan of honesty. Maybe not autistic honesty to the level that we take it, but it was honesty. It's like figure out what you want and then just go and present that out there in the world and find the women that are down for that. Stop trying to convert girls that are not interested in you. Stop trying to win them over. Stop chasing. Stop being desperate. Stop trying to make people like you when they're just not that into you. He was the king of saying, if she doesn't like you, move on. Go talk to the next woman. Like, why are you wasting your time and her time?
similar to what the Mark Manson things with the yes and no. A lot of guys that we respect preach like the whole like you're trying to find yeses, you're not trying to convert maybes. Like it's just like it depends. Like there are guys out there who love the game and they love the feeling of converting someone who's a bit on the. They like going to a girl who's like a slight yes and making her a complete yes, and that's what they're in this for. Literally much love to you guys. You keep going out there, you keep doing that stuff, but like with this approach, you can have a perfectly great dating life, if not the best dating life you could possibly achieve with this approach, and it works. And it's what I would recommend to everybody to try. Because if you've been floundering around trying game or whatever it is that you've been trying, and you've never tried it like this, I promise you this works. You just have to get good at every single stage. And it's not complicated. That's the other good thing about it. None of it's complicated. It's a very straightforward, simple, step-by-step approach that is achievable by every dude, pretty much.
Yeah.
Barring some really random examples or exceptions.
I think what I like about his mindsets, especially the self-improvement focus on it, is he basically, like so many guys are out there, and I used to do this too, bitching and moaning that like, how come all the hot guys get all the girls? Like, it's not fair. Like, you go to high school, all the jocks and the fitness guys and the hot, good-looking guys, why do they get the girls? And then it's like, okay, so we all accept the premise that the more attractive you are, the easier it is to attract people that you're interested in. That works for both genders, by the way. So people seem to like hot, attractive people. Okay, so we all agree on that. The next logical statement is, so why don't I just try and be more attractive? But most people just don't think of that. They give up at the first hurdle of like, okay, so I'm not super attractive right now, so I should just quit. And it's like, why don't you dress a little better?
This is a whole conversation on itself. I don't want to get into this conversation too much because it's like a whole conversation of like what is attractive. But like, yeah, it's like the giving up thing is usually like, oh, I haven't got the right like canthal tilt in my face to ever be significant. It's like it goes down stupid rabbit holes that don't make any sense. So I don't want to delve too much into that area, but I agree with you. I do. Like it's just a case of like I think there's that thing of like most guys can get to a 7 if they like just that stupid like out of 10 rating thing. But it generally is like the majority of men, and like the likelihood is the people who are listening to this are in the range of like being able to get to decently attractive with like a little bit of effort. And then obviously you can play the numbers game. Everybody can. Even if you're not attractive, you can still play the numbers game and get success. And everyone can screen. Screening is just self-control to some degree. Screening is just self-control because you know what you want and you just don't give your time or like effort to people who are not passing the screening criteria. It's only difficult because you think with your dick, that's the only reason it might be difficult, because guys think with their penis and they get attached and then they hang on too long to something that isn't a yes or is like a maybe or is a slight yes. That's where guys fail at screening. It's like self-control.
Screening is integrity.
I was gonna say, I think we've done that to death. I want to hear your one. I think your one's really interesting.
So my big takeaway lesson from Chris, good-looking loser, God rest his soul, namaste, love him, our Father who is in heaven.
He's still alive, by the way. I know we made it sound like he's dead. He shut the blog down and he doesn't really do anything anymore with like content-wise, so he might as well be. If you stop making content, you are dead. I think that's what we all agree that on the internet now. Like the day that you stop posting some form of content somewhere, you have essentially died.
Well, no. But if you delete your blog and your YouTube channel, then yeah, you're dead.
His YouTube's still there. His YouTube is still there.
There's like 4 videos on there. He's deleted all.
He's still got the Scotty one. I think the Scotty one is still there. Like what happened to Scotty is still. Anyway, it's really weird what he's left up. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Chris, you always got to do this when you say Chris. Like, is that the way you even do it? I don't even know how you do the Jesus thing. Anyway, our Father Chris, who is in heaven, who's still alive. The thing I learned the most helpful thing I learned from him was that this process is very much like therapy, and it is going to bring up insecurities, pain, stuff you've bottled up, stuff you've never addressed, stuff most human beings don't address. Like your biggest insecurities, your biggest doubts, your biggest fears, like this process will strip you down and force you to confront your real issues. And that's a beautiful thing. At first, that was really terrifying, but he has articles that reassure you and say, it's okay. If all your doubts and insecurities come up, that's normal. You're essentially doing therapy on yourself. There are reasons why you're not out there talking to lots of women. or there are reasons why you're not making lots of money in your business because right now you have blockages, you have doubts or insecurities or fears, the stuff holding you back. That shit is going to come up to the surface, and then we work on that. And that's why, we've talked in previous videos about having some sort of accountability group around you. Like, you're welcome to come to one of my coaching programs, but having people around you that will help you with that shit. Because, every insecurity that you could ever imagine will come up. It just will.
For you, this was
if you're gonna
the approaching mostly, wasn't it? It was during the approaching that like you learning how to approach, you had like breakdowns. Yeah. And that article really like helped you, I think, which is why I wanted you to talk about it. Yeah. We also said before, like, the number of gurus that make this observation, but Chris just said it in a very crisp way that like gets through. Like, a lot of what I give Chris credit for is speaking to young men. Like, at the time, maybe it doesn't work anymore because like Gen Z, whatever, they talk in a different way. I don't know. But like, he was talking to millennials, like our generation of men, and he was just writing and talking in a way that just kind of cut through, like, to explain like all of this stuff and like what you go through. And I know for you, like, seeing you like kill yourself approaching, like, as in like literally you called yourself is kill your inner loser. That was like the whole name you went with, because you were like, I'm going to break down who I was and build out something better.
Yeah. You're right that he did phrase it in a very like honest, blunt way where he's like, look, guys, like, there's a reason most people don't go out and talk to women on the street because, all your insecurities will come up. And guys think it's an external thing. What I mean by that is guys are like, oh, approaching is brutal. Women are bitches. Women will brutally reject you. And it's like, no, motherfucker, they ain't doing jack shit. They're just saying, no, thank you. I have a boyfriend. It's you and your insecurities that come up, and you brutalize yourself, or your own insecurities brutalize you. And you're like, I mustn't be good enough. I mustn't have sent her the right text message, or I mustn't have gone with the right approach, or she must think I'm ugly, or I'm too old, or I'm too small, or I'm too this. Like, all of that shit comes up. And this really is therapy. And women are the most beautiful fucking therapists that you will ever get, because they're basically going to hold up a mirror to you. Other people hold up a mirror to you when you go and try and approach them or hit on them or talk to them or sleep with them or ask them out on a date. They're basically going to hold up a mirror to you and your own deep insecurities and pain and suffering and all of the things that you believe about yourself. And so Chris was the first person to really get me to realize that, like, this is about the journey rather than the destination. And if you improve yourself as a human being, kind of like you said, just self-improvement, improve your looks and improve your mindset, and then go talk to lots of women. If you do that process, you will eventually start to like yourself. And then the results really start to come in. People start to like you too. And even if they don't like you, you don't give a fuck. Like, if some woman says to you, I'm not interested, you're just like, cool. Okay. And then you go talk to the next woman. So he was the first person who had, like, for me, the answers to a lot of my pain points of, like, if you're really scared to talk to women, here's how you do it. If you think you're not good looking enough and attractive enough, here's how you improve that. If you feel brutally rejected if some woman isn't into you, here's how you work through that with the numbers game and just doing it a lot of times until you're no longer hurt by every individual woman that says no to you. Like, he had all the answers in a nice, beautiful little blunt package. And I always got the sense from him that he cared. He was like the big brother. Like, he always seemed to care about everyone. It wasn't just like calling you a pussy and shit. He really was actually pretty fucking nice to all of us. So God bless Chris. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Dude
it.
had an audio for like every single day of the AA program, which was entirely free. Like, the whole thing was entirely free. And there was an audio for like every day or every week. Like, you would listen to the audios, and like loads of guys talk about how they were out trying to learn how to talk to girls, and they could just listen to Chris's voice. And Chris was just there, like, reassuring them like everything was cool. Like, it was just like the older brother, cool dude who, like, he was like the cool dude that takes you under his wing at college or like school. That was like that was his whole vibe. And that's what I loved about him.
God bless him. Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Any
tell
more
the
gratitude
guys
for?
No, I was going to say, you're going to tell the guys about the things that they can do if they want to get ahead.
If you want to get a head or you want to get some head, hey, right now, I am on a mission to bring more people into the Abundance Collective, which is our affordable coaching program, $200 a month. But I will give you a link that you can use down below in the description that'll give you 75% off the first month. So it'll be $50. Come in there, try it out, check it out, see if it changes your life, which I know that it will, or I really think that it will. Try it for a month, no commitment, link down below. as always,
Peace.
ladies, gentlemen, peace. God rest Chris. Go out there and crush your goals.